Hi. Hello. You did so good.
Bruchim abayim b'shem Adonai, birachnuchem lifnei Adonai. Blessed are you who have come here in the name of God. We bless you in the presence of God. Ivdu et Adonai b'simcha bo lifanav birnana. Serve Adonai with joy. Come into God's presence with song. We rejoice that Michelle and Jordan join in marriage in the presence of God and loved ones. Mi adir ala kol, mi baruch ala kol, mi gadol ala kol, hu yivarech hatan v'chala. O most awesome, glorious, and blessed God, grant your blessings to the bride and to the groom. Surrounded by loved ones whose joy and prayers are with you here, you stand at this chuppah, symbol of the Jewish home. May your home be a shelter against the storm, a haven of peace, a stronghold of faith and of love. In this moment, we feel the presence of everyone who has gathered, family and friends, to be witness to the beginning of your marriage. In this moment also, we recall the spirit of Michelle, your grandparents, Anthony, Lorraine, and Donald, of blessed memory, who are surely smiling upon this moment with all of us. In moments of gratitude such as this, when we have the opportunity to be together in celebration and love, we are given words by our tradition to express our gratitude to God who has given us life and sustained us and brought us to this moment. The words of Shechianu. And I invite everyone who is familiar with this blessing to please join together with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has given us life and sustained us and brought us to this joyous occasion. In this union, the sacred work of creation goes on, God joining man and woman, God planting the divine likeness within them. Man and woman were created in the divine image, male and female, God created them. May the union of Michelle and Jordan animate the divine in each of them, and may each help the other to grow in God's likeness. If you come together just a little, there you go. Perfect. There you go. The prophet Jeremiah, the namesake of our congregation, was asked to describe what the Messianic age would be like. And Jeremiah described it as a wedding feast, the joy that people experience when they gather together to witness the beginning of a new marriage. This unbounded joy is what will typify the Messianic age. And the way that Jeremiah talks about it is understanding and connecting it to the chuppah, which is open on all sides, recognizing that what happens within our homes ripples out into our world. And so the love that you share, the blessing that you have created with one another, has already begun to ripple out into the lives of your friends and family and everyone who is privileged to be a part of your family circle. And we know that with the beginning of this union, the two of you and the blessing that you've created brings us just a little bit closer to Jeremiah's ideal, his dream of what the world can be like, what we can make of our world. In talking to each of you and just the instant connection, right, that you made with one another. For you, Michelle, it worked at a point where you were open and feeling maybe a little bit vulnerable, but also with a moment of clarity and recognizing this might be the right time. And Jordan, as you responded to an online, do you want to go out on the street for a rap battle? That Michelle thought this cannot just be coincidence. And as I was thinking about that moment and what that must have been like, Albert Einstein has a wonderful quotation. He says, "Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous." That was very fitting in the two of you and how you have come together. And Jordan, and you, Michelle has found the person who possesses the 5 S's. You are smart, silly, sensitive, strong, and be at times a little bit sarcastic as well, right? The 5 S's. And just the two of you have remarked on how much you share in common, that you have the same interests and values in Judaism, coming from Big Ten schools, studying business, your dedication to health and wellness, cooking, sharing stories, music, podcasts, traveling. You're so ready for each other in this moment, and also recognizing that the differences that you also possess bring balance to one another. That Michelle has helped you to become more comfortable in new social situations, going beyond your boundaries, beyond the comfort zone, and that for Michelle, Jordan has brought a groundedness, a thoughtfulness to you as well, that you bring these great gifts to one another. And what a truly cherished gift that each of you has brought to this relationship. You have supported one another and just in everything, from Michelle's desire to start a dog walking business through Rover, and to the way, Jordan, that you make every small moment count, that you bring that to the relationship and to the marriage, and that you didn't understand, Jordan. You talked about not quite understanding how what could be the best day of your life, and that day for you was the day in November when you proposed in New York City to Michelle. That was, you've got a sense of what people were talking about having the best days of their lives. You bring laughter and silliness, teamwork, support, and encouragement and growth to one another. And you have even, I'm told, created your own Michelle and Jordan vernacular, a language that you share with one another and that is a blessing to each other. when two souls, the Baal Shem Tov taught this beautiful lesson that when two souls are destined to be together, that the divine light within them joins and grows only brighter and stronger and goes right to heaven. And this is exactly what has happened with the two of you. And you've recognized that, like flaming fire, love is undiminished when it's shared. It only grows brighter and stronger. And so just as God brought the world into being with light, so too we begin your marriage with the light of these candles. And our hope and our prayer is that when you kindle these lights on Shabbat and the festivals, that you will rekindle this moment and the promises and vows that we've sanctified under the chuppah this afternoon. So I'll ask you to repeat the words of the blessing after me, first in the Hebrew and then in the English. Baruch atah,
Baruch atah,
Adonai Eloheinu,
Adonai Eloheinu,
melech ha'olam,
melech ha'olam,
borei
borei
me'orei
mehorei
ha'esh.
ha'esh.
Blessed are you, God,
Blessed are you, God,
ruler of the universe,
ruler of the universe,
the creator of the light of fire,
the creator of the light of fire,
and the fire of our love.
and the fire of our love.
And to this let us say, Amen. I invite you to step together, both of you. And hold Jordan's hand. Yes. Oh no, they went out. No. It actually didn't go out. Our tradition teaches us that there are three ways that we can create a Jewish marriage, and one of them is with the ketubah, the legal document that will, again, continue to unite your lives together. And I know that you wanted to share the words on the ketubah with each of us.
We pledge to nurture, trust, and respect each other throughout our married life together.
We shall be open and honest, understanding and accepting, loving and forgiving, and loyal to one another.
We promise to work together to build a harmonious relationship of equality.
We shall respect each other's uniqueness and help one another grow to our fullest potential.
We will comfort and support each other through life's sorrows and joys.
Together, we shall create a home filled with learning, laughter, plenty of it, and compassion, a home wherein we will honor each other's cherished family traditions and values.
Let us join hands to help build a world filled with peace and love.
And I would like to invite the witnesses to come forward as well. I believe in your handwriting. So Michelle, you're going to sign first. It's beautiful. Yeah. If you want it, I can tell you the artist who made it. I found her on Reddit from Israel. It's awesome. Cool. Right after where Michelle signed it. Great job. And now formally, in the presence of these witnesses, I ask Do you, Jordan, take Michelle to be your wife, to love, to honor, and to cherish?
I do.
And do you, Michelle, take Jordan to be your husband, to love, to honor, and to cherish?
I do.
Michelle and Jordan, speak the words and exchange the rings that formally unite your lives in marriage. Harayat,
Harayhat,
Mikudeshet li,
Nikudeshet li,
Bitabat zo,
Bihabatat zo,
Kedat Moshe,
Kedat Moshe,
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
Be thou, Michelle,
Be thou, Michelle,
consecrated to me
consecrated to me
with this ring
with this ring
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the laws
according to the laws
of Moses and Israel.
of Moses and Israel.
And lift the index finger. There you go. And then you put it in your finger. Hare Ata,
Hare hata,
Mikudash li,
mikudash li,
Bitabat zo,
bitabat so,
Kedat Moshe,
kedat Moshe,
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
Be thou, Jordan,
Be thou, Jordan,
consecrated to me
consecrated to me
with this ring
with this ring
as my husband,
as my husband,
according to the laws
according to the
of
laws
Moses and Israel.
of Moses and Israel. Precious.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Amo Yisrael al Yedei Chuppah v'Kiddushin. We praise you, Adonai, our God, who has sanctified this moment under the Chuppah. The Sheva Brachot, the 7 wedding blessings of praise, give voice to the entire sweep of the Jewish conception of existence, from the miraculous glory of the first days of creation to the sublime perfection that will come in the messianic completion. The miracle of creation is evoked in the words of praise and in the very number of the blessings, 7. Jewish tradition has chosen the imagery of creation for these wedding blessings because the miracle of creation is renewed through your love. Out of the relationship of husband and wife created in the divine image is spun the perpetual and miraculous fabric of life. For Michelle and Jordan, a new life, a new world comes into being. We celebrate your love and the creation of your marriage with the words of our tradition.
One time.
At the end of each blessing, I invite you to join me in saying Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol bara lichvodo. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et adam betzalmo, betzelem demutav nihito, vitkin lo mimenu binyan adad. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer ha'adam. Amen. Sos tasis v'tagel Tzion, b'kibutz banea letocha b'simcha. Baruch atah Adonai, misameach Tzion b'vaneha. Amen. Sameach tesamach, reim ahuvim, kisemachecha yitzircha began Eden, mikedem. Baruch atah Adonai, misameach chatan v'chala. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bara sason v'simcha, chatan v'chala, gila rina ditza v'chedava ahava v'achava, shalom v'reut. Mehera Adonai Eloheinu yishama be'arei Yehuda, uv'chotzot Yerushalayim, kol sason v'kol simcha, kol chatan v'kol kala, kol mitzalot chatanim mechupatam, u'ne'arim mishte neginatam, Baruch atah Adonai, misameach chatanim makala. Amen. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, creator of joy and gladness, bride and groom, love and kinship, peace and friendship. O God, may there always be heard in the cities of Israel and the streets of Jerusalem the sounds of joy and of happiness, the voice of the groom and the voice of the bride, the shouts of young people celebrating and the songs of children at play. We praise you, our God, who causes bride and groom to rejoice together. And once again we say, Amen. As you have shared the wine from a single cup, so may you, under God's guidance, share contentment, peace, and fulfillment from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed by true companionship and love. In the presence of these witnesses, and in keeping with our tradition and the laws of the state of Wisconsin, you have spoken the words and performed the rites that unite your lives. Michelle, Jordan, you are now husband and wife in the sight of God, the Jewish community, and all people. I ask you and all who are gathered here to take this moment to seek God's blessing upon their marriage and upon their home in this moment of silent prayer. In this moment, it is virtually impossible not to feel God's presence and the love that the two of you share, the love flowing from family and friends in this moment. But truly, God's presence surrounds us in each and every moment if we would open our hearts to that experience. The rabbis talk about God's presence surrounding us as a talit, a prayer shawl of pure divine light. And so as I ask God's blessing upon you with the threefold blessing, I do so wrapping you in this talit, symbolic of God's love, a talit that belonged, Jordan, to your grandfather. Yes? Stand next to each other. There we go. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May God's presence always shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence be a constant source of strength for the two of you in your new life together. And may God grant you the choicest of all blessings, the blessing of shalom. And once again we say, Amen. There is one last rite that we perform under the chuppah, and that is the breaking of the glass. And as with most Jewish rituals and rites, there are probably dozens of different explanations as to why we perform this act at the end of a wedding. And the one that I find most appropriate is the one that links the breaking of this glass with the breaking of the first set of tablets at Mount Sinai. The children of Israel feel abandoned by Moses and by God. Moses has been gone for 40 days and 40 nights. And so instead of turning to one another for strength and support in this moment of doubt and feeling so very vulnerable, instead they turn to a calf of gold. Moses comes down the mountain, sees them singing and dancing around the golden calf, takes the tablets, throws them to the ground, shattering them into 1,000 pieces. The breaking of those tablets was a wake-up call for our ancestors who understood that they needed to do more to strengthen the bonds of friendship and love amongst one another in order to not only sustain them in a time of crisis, but also enhance their moments of joy. And so just as it would be impossible to place the shards of glass back into their original position once broken, so too should it be impossible for anyone or anything to shatter the bonds of love that we have sanctified this afternoon under the chuppah. Okay, second time.
It's a designer brand, so it's...
There you go. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Love you.
I just want to say Michelle and Jordan are such an awesome couple that is so full of love for each other, for life, and purpose. Truly a perfect example of two lovely people fully in sync, working hard at their jobs and their special relationship while in balance. They love and support each other so much. They enjoy a good laugh, and they have found time to take on extra fun responsibilities while working, of watching others people's dogs, including and especially Leo and Milo. They have used the extra income to travel to exciting and fun places together, such as Machu Picchu and the Amalfi Coast in Italy. And they'll continue to travel, I'm sure. Michelle and Jordan both are committed to each other, their careers, and they also stay in outstanding physical shape, which I really admire. Jordan is a superstar accountant with a wonderful family that Pam and I have so much enjoyed getting to know. Jenny and Mike are such wonderful people and parents. Jordan has always impressed me as such a sincere, intelligent, and hardworking individual that is at the same time very humble and understated. It meant so much to me that after a full day of his work, he drove all the way up to Milwaukee from Chicago to ask me for Michelle's hand in marriage. I know that Michelle and Jordan are both entertained by an old video that I made back in our Foxdale house of me asking Michelle during the video, how was her potty training going? And her reply was, I'm doing just great. Great is a word to describe Michelle in so many ways that I can hardly list all of them, and I'm sure I'll forget some. But they include being a great sister, daughter, friend, companion, dog lover, planner, swimmer, athlete, leader, hard worker, confidence builder, and naturally born comic and singer. She embodies quiet self-esteem while encouraging others to do their best. She really defines focus and drive. Chase Bank routinely recognizes her as one of the best in her division in the nation. Now, as great as Michelle is, she really needs to work on her punctuality. For those of you who know her, know I'm kidding, of course. She defines it. Michelle and I have shared some very special experiences from our many walks, bike rides, travels, and our trip out east to look at colleges and many other things. During the college trip, I'll never forget how Michelle and I, while traveling to see Gettysburg, she showed at age 18 wisdom, empathy, compassion, and understanding of the true significance of what we experience, which gave me a true insight in the depths of her humanity. On a much lighter note, Michelle has always been the family comedian, with her innate ability to find humor and say out loud what others are thinking but would never say. A female Larry David, if you will. Michelle is also resilient and able to forgive and forget very easily. Jordan, you are a very lucky guy. Michelle, you are equally lucky to have found in Jordan a true gentleman. I was so impressed by how you organized a trip to New York City of Michelle's sisters and friends to witness her total shock and surprise when you proposed. True romance, old movie style. Let's offer a toast to a couple that's meant to be, who will bring so much good to the world in everything and daily actions to their biggest plans. Their union is truly a blessing. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Boy, this is a wonderful night. Wow. Michelle and I have a lot in common. We're both the youngest in our families. She was always precocious and had a longing to be part of her older sister's worlds. I remember saying to her on her 13th birthday that she was finally the chronological age at which she was born. As a parent, I've been humbled and grateful for the lessons I've learned from my children. Michelle and I share many interests. We both love water. When she was little, she used to say that she was a mermaid and wasn't sure why she was living on land. We shared some sacred and memorable trips to Sanibel Island together. It was there that she taught me a profound lesson. When we'd look for shells, I was looking for the textbook perfect ones, the ones that had been untouched in their journey to the beach. Michelle pointed out to me that she liked the ones that had some smooth spots from being worn down or holes where they had been broken, because it made you wonder what they had been through or where they had traveled. They were unique. The more perfect shells were all the same and boring. The other shells each had its own story. Michelle has many talents and interests. Her unique sense of humor has always entertained us and allowed her to do stand-up comedy in Chicago and to get away with a hell of a lot, I gotta say. She's been recognized nationally in her profession. She has a beautiful singing voice. I could go on and on. I got calls from her principal as early as first grade, not to tell me she'd been naughty, but to tell me how she was standing up for kids who were being bullied on the playground. She continues to stand up for the underdog and social justice. Michelle graduated from college in 2017. She was visiting me that September and expressed concerns about how the rest of her life was going to turn out and whom she was going to marry. I love you. Within 3 months of expressing these concerns, Michelle called me to tell me she'd met someone incredibly special and asked if she could bring him up for the weekend. She'd only known him a few weeks, but I could tell the sincerity of her feelings. This was serious, and I trusted her. From the moment Jordan walked in the door, he was so easy to be around, so comfortable, so caring, insightful, intuitive, and so very kind. And I've always felt understood and appreciated by Jordan. And that's just how he makes me feel. When I look at Michelle and see how Jordan makes her feel, I know he encourages her to be her most authentic self in the most positive ways possible. Thank you to Jenny and Mike. Where are you? Hello. For being who you are, raising Jordan to be the man he is, and embracing Michelle and all of us into your family. To complement something means to make it complete. Complementary colors make each other more vivid, more vibrant, and more alive. Michelle and Jordan complement and complete each other. It's a beautiful thing. It seems so very fitting that Michelle and Jordan's marriage took place here because of her love of water, being on the shores of Lake Michigan. And I am certain that in marrying Jordan, she's happy she is not a mermaid and that she lives on land. And there's one more thing Michelle and I like to do, and that is to write raps. Oh, no! In 2017, my daughter said to me, "Mom, I'm wondering, is there a right guy for me?" She went home one night on her phone, she swept right on an app called Tinder. The rest is dynamite. She saw a guy named Jordan, said, "He's a guy I'd like to meet." Little did she know how he would sweep her off her feet. Super cute, super nice, and super smart too. Before she knew it, she'd be calling him her boo. They traveled together over land and over sea, but most importantly, to find love true as it can be. They share each other's secrets, shenanigans, and schemes. Now they're off into their future to fulfill each other's dreams. Let's wish them all the best with long life and happiness. L'chaim.
Hi everyone, my name is Ari. I'm one of Jordan's best friends. And I'm lucky to have had Jordan as a close friend for my entire life. Our parents had us hanging out since we were babies. My first memory with Jordan is when we were little kids. When our moms were not looking, we entered goofball mode and started jumping on the bed. Spoiler alert, Jordan is still a goofball, and we absolutely love him for it. While we were goofing off, Jordan accidentally messed up the blinds of the windows next to my bed, and he was so worried about getting in trouble that he started crying. As Michelle knows, Jordan is very charming and was quickly forgiven. Growing up, Jordan and I had gladiator pillow fights, played Age of Empires at sleepovers, and played all sorts of sports. Whatever team Jordan was on usually won. The absolute best memories were all from Camp Maramita. Whether we played Pooh Bears in the graveyard, did death circles tubing, got stranded on a sailboat, or just a casual game of tetherball. It didn't matter what we did. Doing it with Jordan is what made it all so fun. Every opportunity he gets, he makes everyone he interacts with feel special. His hilarious sense of humor is second to none. Jordan embodies the perfect balance of a Lord of the Rings passion, fart jokes, intelligence, a newfound skill of woodworking, and is the coolest person that I know. He used to play guitar, lead guitar in a band, and has written insanely beautiful music. On top of all of this, Jordan is very charitable and goes to great lengths to give back to his community. I saw this firsthand on a service trip we took in Chicago. We were lucky to have survived the driving from that dude who looked like Voldemort. If you ever run into a Harry Potter trivia question, I guarantee Jordan will know the answer. Now, it may not have been Hogwarts, but Jordan and I shared many memories together at U of I in college. The first semester was the best because we signed up for all the same classes. It was especially fun to have a public speaking class with Jordan. He was the funniest and best speaker in the class. There were plenty of shenanigans in the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity, be it barn dance, the high dive, and the eat the cheese tussle. Easily the most important part of college was hanging out with Erica. Now let me explain why. Shortly after college, Erica and Michelle were coworkers at JP Morgan. When Jordan and Michelle matched on a dating app, Erica was able to vouch for Jordan as a great guy. Jordan had opened the conversation, asking Michelle if she wanted to do rap battles, a classic example of Jordan's sense of humor. Little did he know, but Michelle was a battle-hardened rapper. You should definitely ask her to show you sometime. They hit it off from there. I remember Jordan telling me about their first couple dates, and he was definitely head over heels from the start. I first got to know Michelle when they started dating. I noticed how warm, goofy, sweet, and smart she is. The whole package. I really saw how special Michelle was when we all took a weekend trip to Charleston together. It was a great trip. I realized Jordan and Michelle were soulmates when I first saw the two of them honk each other's noses. As you all saw, it is insanely cute. It is incredible how in sync their senses of humor are. It's been amazing watching Jordan and Michelle's relationship grow over the last few years, be it softball games, dinner, parties, just hanging out. They share such an animated passion and dedication for each other with strong mutual support. I could not be happier to see the two of you finally married. However, for all of Michelle's amazingness, she does have one flaw. She doesn't like Lord of the Rings. But it's okay, nobody's perfect. Now, I'd like everyone to raise a glass for a toast to Jordan and Michelle. Hashtag fuel the Fifers.
Anyway, I'm Lisa. I'm Michelle's older sister and one of the matrons of honor. This has been such a special, happy occasion. So Michelle was born a couple months before my 10th birthday, so I had the rare opportunity to really watch a sibling grow up. Not only did I get to bottle feed her and change her diapers, I got to witness the journey of this incredible woman from the very beginning. And while I hope I was a role model to her, there was so much that she has taught me. I've learned a lot from Michelle about the value of a great sense of humor. She can make the most mundane situation hilarious and make everyone around her smile and laugh. But she also demonstrates great business sense and emotional intelligence. She's a true friend to me and knows how to give the best advice. Ooh, I made this too many pages. In addition to her incredible maturity, though, Michelle knows how to be silly like no one I have ever known. Whether she is making up songs or playing with our niece Addie, she never fails to entertain. While it would be easy for two siblings so far apart in age to also be distant emotionally, Michelle and I are incredibly close. In fact, Amy, Michelle, and I are very fortunate to all get along extremely well. Jo March said it best in Little Women when she declared, "I could never love anyone as I love my sisters." Michelle and I have bonded so much over the years in our love for pools and beaches, TV and movies, and great food and restaurants. When I would come home from college, she would sit on my bed with me, and we would bond watching shows on my laptop. Our dad never let us have a TV in our room, so you know. It's a good thing. In fact, Michelle has excellent taste in TV and movies. She's been willing to watch some of my older favorites with me, and when new ones come out, she always knows what I will like. Sorry. More recently, we have bonded by singing karaoke together on cruises. We do everything we can to be memorable, and as a result, she even got recognized at the cruise gym. Clearly, it would take someone pretty spectacular to be a good match for Michelle, but I knew Jordan was the right person for her as soon as I met him. Like Michelle, not only is Jordan smart, accomplished, kind and caring, and very, very attractive, he is wonderfully silly. He is great to talk to and very empathetic. I feel like he has already been a great brother to me for a long time. I truly admire his commitment and love for music and guitar, and I adore that he loves Harry Potter the way that I love Friends. Jordan will take the time to send me funny texts to mess with me that are outside of the box and make me laugh. In fact, he is currently watching Friends with Michelle right now, and he sent me a text saying, "I really hope Ross ends up with Phoebe." Now there's a thinker. Michelle has lived in Chicago since graduating from University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she was an absolute star, by the way, and it has been such a pleasure living in the same city with her and Jordan. My husband, Raj, and I get to spend time together with both of them, which is so great. And when we also get to spend time with Amy, Pat, and Addie, too, it is clear that we all make such a great team and family. Let's raise a glass to Michelle and Jordan. Their love is so beautiful, so inspirational, and most importantly, so wonderfully silly.
It is impossible to imagine a world without Michelle. I have to be honest, when she first arrived, I was skeptical to say the least. Early on, I was convinced perhaps my concerns may have been valid, as some of those initial years were peppered with incidents such as a traumatic birthday at Disney World. I will spare the details of this in honor of it being your wedding day. Unless you guys want to come up to me later, I'll tell you more about it. But over the years, these incidents grew few and far between. And now I simply can't imagine a world without you or our family without you. As you and our relationship grew older and stronger, the incredible gifts that you bring to the world grew more apparent. You have always had such an amazing energy. You exude strength, determination, innovation, graciousness, beauty, and of course, humor. In fact, from a very young age, you have provided me with much of the comic relief I need in life. It's no wonder that you were always the most cool and the most popular of the Goulds. That's what she used to say, by the way. Indeed, despite my early skepticism, you bring a joy and a balance to my life and our family that confirms you are exactly what we all needed. I have so much pride in all of the wonderful things that you have accomplished, and I can truly say that for much of our lives, even though you are about 6 years my junior, I have always looked up to you. I also have felt that ever since we got past those early years, you have truly been one of my best friends of my life, and certainly my partner in crime in the family. We all need a good partner in crime for life, and when I first met Jordan, I knew that he was that partner for you. Jordan is the perfect addition to your life. He shares your pure silliness and fantastic sense of humor. It's impossible to spend time with Jordan without laughing. I even look forward to things as simple as a Snapchat from Jordan, especially those of the so true variety. All silliness aside, it's also clear to me how deeply caring, emotional, and insightful Jordan is. I especially see all of these aspects of Jordan in the way that he interacts with my daughter, Addie. In fact, the strength of the partnership that Michelle and Jordan share has become even more apparent as I have had the honor of seeing that the way the two of them are with Addie. One of my favorite parts of being a mother is being able to see Addie experience the world for the first time, and the love of Michelle and Jordan, or Mimi and JoJo as Addie affectionately refers to them, is no exception to that. When I ask Addie if she would like to call Mimi, she immediately responds, "And JoJo too?" She already has a strong understanding of the fact that you two are part of a unit. And once they are on the phone, no one can get her giggling like this pair here. In fact, this is no joke. When I was practicing this yesterday as well as today, during this specific paragraph, Addie was giggling the entire time and goes, "Silly Mimi." Over the years that they have been together, I see that Jordan brings Michelle the same kind of joy and balance that she has brought all of us for our lives since she entered it. That's exactly what she deserves. The same way that I cannot imagine a world without Michelle, I now can't imagine Michelle's world without Jordan. And now I am so excited to get to call him family, at least officially, as it's felt that way for quite some time. With that, I'd like to raise a glass and congratulate the wonderful couple and wish many wonderful years of silliness ahead.
Thank you. So hopefully this goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. It means the absolute world to Michelle and I to have all of you here today, to be able to look around this room and see so many friends and family from all different stages and parts of our lives is really the greatest gift we could have ever asked for. So thank you so much. So speaking of the amazing woman that I'm so incredibly lucky to now call my wife, Michelle did the absolutely best job of planning today. She was so meticulous and has been dedicated to making it as special, fun, and most importantly, as silly as possible. However, I would have to say her most impressive feat of planning was in tolerating all of my suggestions for the last 12 plus months about the various ways in which we could incorporate the Lord of the Rings references into the proceedings. All of those were rejected except for that one joke, except for the fact that she just decided to make an impromptu Lord of the Rings reference during the ceremony.
You're
so
welcome.
Clearly my work is slowly catching on. Don't want to go on too long, but just wanted to say thank you all again for being here, and here's to a great night. Cheers.
Hello, hello, or as Rosemary would say, hello. Hello. Oh, it is just such an incredible energy to have everyone in your world who you love in the same place. And I can't describe it in words, but I just hope you know how much it means to us to have you all here and be a part of this incredible moment that is fleeting, but luckily we have wonderful pictures and videos to remember it. I want to thank everyone who came from near and far. I know a lot of people have traveled many miles. Ashley Zenner came all the way from the Netherlands. Woo! Yeah. It's really, really so special. Right after we got engaged, I went to get a manicure, as I normally do, but to particularly show off my new bling. I was sitting next to a 92-year-old woman who not only had been married to her husband for 73 years, but was always also a marriage counselor. So who better to ask? What's your advice? She said one word easily: humor. I think it goes without saying for the aforementioned speeches tonight that that is the biggest element and North Star of Jordan and my relationship. And I have no doubt we'll have a beautiful marriage ahead. So I encourage all of you to embrace your absolute silliest selves tonight in honor of our relationship and dance the night away. Thank you.